So 10:14 is the time. I would like to ask what he's done wrong. You know? Prince Charles complained at length about elements of his childhood. Prince Harry has complained very consciously and warmly about elements of his childhood. He's expressing sympathy for the environments in which his dad and he were raised, and even his granddad, his grandma, I think. And why does it upset people so much? And I am going to run the risk of insulting you slightly when I say, when people tell you to get upset, when a headline appears with the words, "Just how low can Harry go? How Prince broadcast his pain yet again," in Mental Health Awareness Week. That seems incredible. We're going to take a minute at 10:59 to mark the fact that it's Mental Health Awareness Week, while living in a country in which the best-selling newspaper goes after a man who's done more to talk about the importance of mental health than arguably anybody else alive at the moment. Quite mad, isn't it, when you think of it like that? But I'll take your criticisms if this is an unfair question. When you're told by someone in the media, in this case the Daily Mail, just how low can Harry go, and you find yourself getting cross or getting a bit upset or disapproving, or I'll find some text and tweets shortly to articulate the mindset I'm describing. Have you stopped to wonder whether you should be getting cross and upset? Or are you responding like Pavlov's dog to some sort of stimulus, like a knee-jerk reaction, like someone's just hit your knee with a little hammer? Oh, there it goes. How low can you go? Down with Prince Harry and that dreadful wife of his. Why? What is the problem you've got here? And that's the question. If I've described you, I'd love you to ring in. I think in the spirit of what Harry's trying to achieve, I couldn't get cross with you. I'd have to just listen and question. Or if, of course, you want to have a crack at describing the mindset of someone who here's a young man, 10 years in the military, lost his mum at 12, grows up knowing that in many ways his destiny is irrelevance. He is the spare. Determined to find a role for himself, determined to find some sort of meaning in life, falls in love with a woman who helps him find it. And rather than being a latter-day fairy story, somehow they end up being demonized. Why?
Welcome back to Meghan and Harry Tales, your go-to channel for unfiltered truths about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Today we're diving into a topic that highlights the hypocrisy and relentless criticism Prince Harry faces from sections of the media. During Mental Health Awareness Week, a beacon of reason shone through the relentless negativity surrounding Prince Harry. This week, dedicated to promoting understanding and support for mental health issues, became the backdrop for a significant moment of advocacy and defence. Renowned broadcaster James O'Brien took a stand against the media's relentless attacks on the Duke of Sussex. O'Brien, a respected voice in the world of journalism, used his platform to highlight the unfair treatment Harry was receiving, emphasising the importance of empathy and understanding in discussions about mental health. O'Brien, known for his insightful commentary, eloquently defended Harry's vulnerability and his commitment to mental health advocacy. He praised Harry for his courage in speaking out about his personal struggles, noting that such openness is crucial in breaking down the stigma surrounding mental health issues. He called out the hypocrisy of a society that encourages open discussions about mental health while simultaneously criticising Harry for doing exactly that. O'Brien's words struck a chord as he pointed out the contradiction in expecting public figures to be honest about their mental health while punishing them for their honesty. O'Brien's defence came at a crucial time. The media's scrutiny of Harry had reached a fever pitch, with many outlets focusing on his every word and action. In this climate, O'Brien's support was not just timely, but necessary, providing a counter-narrative to the prevailing negativity. Harry had recently opened up about his struggles on the Armchair Expert podcast, sparking a wave of criticism from certain corners of the media. His candid revelations about his mental health journey were met with a barrage of negative headlines, questioning his motives and sincerity. These attacks, often laced with ridicule and disdain, revealed a stark contrast to the messages of empathy and understanding promoted during Mental Health Awareness Week. The media's harsh treatment of Harry highlighted a troubling double standard where vulnerability is both demanded and derided. O'Brien's voice cut through the noise, reminding us that judging individuals for their vulnerability is detrimental to the progress we strive for. His impassioned defense served as a call to action, urging society to practice what it preaches when it comes to mental health. O'Brien's defense resonated with many. Social media was abuzz with support for his stance, with countless individuals expressing their agreement and appreciation for his words. His message of compassion and understanding found a receptive audience, highlighting the widespread desire for a more empathetic approach to mental health. It highlighted the double standard Harry faces, where his openness is met with scorn instead of support. This inconsistency in the media's treatment of mental health issues underscores the need for a shift in how we approach these conversations, particularly when it comes to public figures. This disparity underscores the urgent need for a more compassionate and understanding approach to mental health, particularly for public figures like Harry, who are constantly under scrutiny. O'Brien's defense was a reminder that true support for mental health goes beyond lip service. It requires a genuine commitment to empathy and understanding. O'Brien's words served as a powerful reminder that supporting mental health requires more than just words. It demands genuine empathy and acceptance. His advocacy for Harry was not just about defending one individual, but about championing a broader cultural shift towards kindness and support for all those struggling with mental health issues. Prince Harry's appearance on Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert podcast was a watershed moment. It was a rare and unfiltered glimpse into the life of a royal who has often been in the public eye, but seldom had the opportunity to speak so openly. In a candid and heartfelt conversation, Harry bravely peeled back the layers of his life, revealing the pain and trauma that had shaped him. He didn't shy away from discussing the most difficult aspects of his past, offering listeners a raw and unvarnished look at his experiences. He spoke openly about the emotional baggage he carried from his childhood, particularly the lasting impact of his mother, Princess Diana's tragic death. Harry's honesty was striking, as he recounted the profound grief and confusion he felt as a young boy losing his mother in such a public and tragic manner. He described his life within the royal family as a mixture between the Truman Show and being in a zoo. This analogy painted a vivid picture of the constant surveillance and lack of privacy he endured, likening his existence to a scripted reality show where every move was scrutinized. He candidly admitted to feeling trapped and confessed to using alcohol and drugs to cope with the immense pressure and scrutiny he faced. These revelations highlighted the intense mental and emotional toll that his royal duties and public life had taken on him. His willingness to share such personal struggles resonated with millions, demonstrating the universality of mental health challenges regardless of social status or privilege. Harry's openness about his mental health journey served as a powerful reminder that no one is immune to these issues, and it encouraged others to seek help and speak out about their own struggles. One of the most poignant moments came when Harry spoke about breaking the cycle of genetic pain within his own family. He reflected on the patterns of behavior and emotional trauma that had been passed down through generations, and his determination to end this cycle for the sake of his own children. He expressed a deep desire to raise his children, Archie and Lilibet, in a more loving and supportive environment than he experienced. Harry's commitment to providing a nurturing and stable upbringing for his children was evident, and it resonated deeply with listeners who could relate to his desire to protect and care for his family. This desire to break free from the constraints of tradition and prioritize his family's well-being resonated with many listeners who admired his courage and determination. Harry's candid confessions on the podcast not only shed light on his personal struggles, but also sparked important conversations about mental health, family dynamics, and the pressures of public life. His story is a testament to the power of vulnerability and the importance of seeking support and making positive changes for the sake of one's well-being and that of their loved ones. The media's reaction to Harry's candid revelations stood in stark contrast to their treatment of his father, Prince Charles. When Harry decided to speak openly about his struggles and the challenges he faced within the royal family, the media was quick to pounce, often painting him in a negative light. While Harry was chastised for airing his family's dirty laundry, the media seemed to relish in the drama, using his vulnerability as fodder for sensational headlines and endless debates. In stark contrast, Charles's own struggles were often portrayed with sympathy and understanding. The media seemed to adopt a more compassionate tone when discussing his personal battles, framing his admissions as brave and necessary. This double standard lays bare the hypocrisy that permeates much of the media's coverage of the royal family. It becomes evident that the media's narrative is not just about the content of the revelations, but also about who is making them. Prince Charles has openly discussed his own challenges, particularly the impact of his parents' often distant parenting style. He has shared his experiences in various interviews, shedding light on the pressures and expectations that come with being a member of the royal family. However, his admissions were rarely met with the same level of vitriol and judgment directed at Harry. Instead, Charles was often portrayed as a figure deserving of empathy, a man who had endured much and emerged stronger. This disparity raises questions about the media's motives and whether their criticism of Harry stems from a deeper-seated resentment towards his choices and his willingness to challenge the status quo. Harry's decision to step back from royal duties and speak his truth has been met with a barrage of criticism, suggesting that the media is uncomfortable with his break from tradition. This hypocritical treatment highlights a broader issue within society. It underscores the need for consistency in how we approach conversations about mental health, regardless of an individual's background or position. The media's selective empathy reveals a bias that can have far-reaching consequences. It underscores the need for consistency in how we approach conversations about mental health, regardless of an individual's background or position. Mental health struggles do not discriminate, and our responses should reflect that universal truth. Criticizing Harry for his openness, while offering Charles sympathy for similar experiences, perpetuates harmful double standards and undermines the importance of open dialogue about mental health. By holding different standards for different individuals, the media not only fails those who are brave enough to share their stories, but also perpetuates a culture of silence and stigma around mental health issues. As society continues to evolve, it is crucial that we demand fairness and consistency from the media. Only then can we hope to create an environment where all voices are heard and respected, and where mental health is treated with the seriousness and compassion it deserves. Until next time, I'm Kelly, signing off. Stay kind, stay curious, and always question the narrative.